Hey everybody, PJ here, founder of Exotic Car Hacks, and we are back here with another video for YouTube. And today we are going to be taking a quick update look at some of the cars in my collection. Now you have seen my collection grow and you have seen me start to run out of space, and there are still 4 cars missing from this place here. So where are we going to put them? I don't know. We're still working that part out. But I wanted to take a moment and walk you through some of the cars that are here now, because there are more cars coming earlier at the beginning of this year, meaning in the next 2 months or so. And we are going to have a lot of fun this year with cars, as you've heard. So cars have left, cars have been here. I want to talk a little bit about each of these, why they're here, what I think about the markets, etc. And I want to do this in this video. But of course, remember, before we get started, like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and at the end, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about some of these cars, because I specifically have a very distinct strategy on how to get there, but I'd love to hear from you guys about what you think. So this is the latest you may have noticed on my channel. This is not going to go anywhere anytime soon. This is my Huracan STO ad personam in blue Glauco. It's a very incredible all carbon version of the car with all carbon vents, carbon everything, in the blue Glauco color, which is an unbelievable color and my favorite if you've been following me for a while. This is currently the only blue Glauco STO in America, which is pretty incredible, and I think the best color for the car. We also have done 0 stickers and 0 livery to keep it as clean and exciting as possible. This is my latest arrival. It's the Mclaren P1. Yes, it's not a 570S. I know there's a broke guy out there that's like, man, I thought you bought a 570S. And no, I did not. I bought a P1, and honestly, I'm a little bit overwhelmed by this car because there's a lot that goes with it. It is the most expensive hypercar ever made. It's constantly got issues and shit, and I think that, I don't mean this car specifically, I mean from reviews of the P1. So it's not as usable as some of these other cars, or it's even more usable, and we'll have to see over time how it plays with my driving characteristics, etc. But lots of carbon fiber. This is a titanium P1, has 30,000 miles on the clock. It needed some repairs, so it's going to the shop this week to get completely overhauled and fixed up to perfection. Just got brand new tires, going to get brand new brake pads, going to get the battery recharged, the suspension recharged, and then past that, it is going to get one of the wing actuators also updated, and a water pump done. So that's about like 30, 40 grand worth of shit that needs to get done. So that's where that's going. But a car that's going to stay in the permanent collection, I think, for a while, simply because I believe in its investability over the next year or so. A car that I've started to enjoy a lot more recently, the Senna. This has been here now 7 months or so, and it is going to continue staying here. It's quickly becoming one of my favorite $1 million plus cars, and an amazing car all around. The more you drive this, and this together, the more you start to appreciate this for what it is. And it's truly extraordinary, and I really enjoy it a lot. And that's kind of why it's going to stay here for a while. My Rolls-Royce Wraith Adamus Edition, one of 40 worldwide. This is the most incredible car. Go back to my old reviews to see what this is if you don't understand why this is so special. Unbelievable car all around, and I hate the Wraith platform. I still also have my Dawn with the Hermes interior. But it is not here. It's at the Rolls-Royce getting serviced. And this particular car, my SVJ ad personam Neo Nemesis with the orange interior, is also now getting retired. It is not getting sold. I've just put it up to drive it less now that the STO has arrived. I expect that this is still one of my favorite cars ever, but I expect to keep the miles a little bit lower as new toys are here. I will give those a little bit more drive time. Now, the Amg Gt Black Series had a very strong come up from the 330K range all the way up to the 600K range, and now seems to have settled between this 500 and 600K place, and I think it's going to do really well in the long term, which is why it is here, and I have no plans as of right now to get it to go anywhere else. Truly enjoy these cars, and I think in the long term they'll do really well. I think this was the best Black Series ever made because it's drivable, it's exciting, and it has a record behind it, and I think that makes a difference when you're talking about race cars. And then of course my original Ford GT, which has been here now almost 2 years, with 1,000 horsepower, completely upgraded Whipple, some HREs and everything else on it. It does not get a lot of drive time, even though I regret that. I wish I could drive it all the time. The issue with it is that obviously the parts are so hard to get in terms of headlights and body that if something was to happen to it, it would be near impossible to replace. I believe in its collectability in the long term. That's why it's up here. And I don't want to drive it, but I do believe that at some point these cars will hit $1 million, which is why I've kind of put these two together because they'll be driven less. There's only 100 miles on this Amg Gt Black Series. I don't expect to put a lot of drive time in it because I'm more excited about the STO in its design and what it is. I think it's just a more exciting car to drive, but this is still an incredible car too. I just don't see the wow factor as much. I think it's beautiful, but I don't see the wow factor as much as Lamborghini. So these are the cars here that you can see. None of these are actually going anywhere. You may have noticed the SF90 is gone now. I had to move that because we have another SF90 coming, and the old SF90, the one that was matte gray, that was going to get customized. Unfortunately, when I had the opportunity to acquire the P1, I had to go ahead and make room, so that was the one that got sacrificed because more of them were coming. Eventually, probably an SF90 Spider will be remaining here permanently, but until something much better comes along. Now, one thing I will say, I still have my Urus, my G63, and my Vanquish Volante, which are still staying with me. They're at the house today. But the Urus will probably be replaced soon with an Urus Sport as those get introduced. And of course, the G63 will probably also be replaced with something like a Cullinan. But we'll see how the kind of times go by. You should also expect next couple of months to see 2 Ultimates Aventadors. So I have 2 of those coming, one Grigio Haiti and another one in matte gold. So I'll be excited to watch those come to life here in this garage as well, and of course do reviews with you. But I wanted to give you a very quick update so you could see some of the cars in my garage, so you could understand a little bit better about my personal investment strategy when it comes to cars. And then keep in mind that all of these cars, of course, are not for sale anytime soon. These are my personal cars and they're planning to stay here for quite some time. So, you know, in the future, you'll see more cars coming and going. Sometimes I order a lot of cars. People sometimes confuse me for a car flipper. So they go, oh, you're buying these to sell them. That's not really the case. I buy cars, enjoy them, and then in the meantime, if they can make a good investment, then keep them and basically really understand the market good enough to know when to exit and when not, regardless the markets are high or low. I've been doing this for like 20 years. So people sometimes confuse this idea of car collectors. All car collectors across the US are also car investors because they believe in the longevity of their collection. Their collection goes up, they move units and so on and so forth. But the majority of our time is not spent with, oh, we're buying a car to move it. We're buying a car to basically enjoy it for a while. And then as a result of that, then decide if we don't enjoy it, if it's time to go. Like I love the SF90. I thought it was a great platform, a beautiful car, but again, space makes it limited. And I'm still waiting on another space to be able to be built so that it can house more cars. So expect more. Tell me which one's your favorite in the collection or which one I should definitely sell if you're not feeling it. The P1's getting modified, so you're going to see some modifications there that should make it a little bit more exciting to interact with. I'm still debating if I should modify the STO. I was actually thinking of putting white wheels on it. I don't know yet. Don't kill me for that. I was saying maybe, but something to consider in the future. So more to come on these cars, and of course more to come on the channel. Please make sure to comment, like, subscribe, and of course, again, let me know which one would you get rid of, which one would you absolutely keep. I'll see you next time.